What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Folks, I said it in the Friday evening hangout that I was going to have another photo or another video showing you what looks like another city. Now, this is basically a part 2 from UFO Evidence's video that he had done. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Here it is right here. The absolute best paths, roads on Mars must see evidence for life on Mars. Now, you can see this is pretty cool. Now, I've done a section where it goes way up here. It's like way down the line here, right? We're going to start from here. Now, he gets full credit from this, but he really didn't do any kind of enhancement to really bring these things out. We're going to do that like we did in the last one. Now, here's the problem with this. People scoffed and laughed at him, swore at him, and everything else because look at the bottom here. What does it say? Google Earth. And you can see some of the, look at all the fake video, Earth. It says, F my life, it's Earth. Now, just so we can clear that up, just because it says Google Earth doesn't mean it doesn't have Google Mars. Let me show you. Now, here it is right here. Now, if you look at the lower right corner, it does, in fact, say Google Earth. So right off the bat, they say, oh, look, it's Earth. No. Go to the top here. These small boxes here on the left right here on the very top. You can see one that looks like Saturn. It's got a little planet with rings. If you click on it, it has a drop-down box. It says Sky. And, of course, this will show you everything in the universe, basically. Ursa Major, all of these places here. Everything from nebula to you name it. Pretty cool, right? All right. So you can also hit Mars. Now, one thing about these, they'll give you like clear bands. In other words, this planet here has been all mapped out, right, by the orbiters. And you can see these different strips of this right here. See it? All right here on the right-hand side. It's all been stripped. So now what you can do is you can zoom into those particular areas and find this stuff, okay? In addition to that, we have the moon. So just because it says Google Earth on there doesn't mean that it's not going to show, you know, the moon, Mars, and obviously the sky or our stars and planets out there, right? Okay, just to make that clear. Now, again, what we're going to do is we're going to enhance all this. And guys, I'm going to show you what I believe to be pretty solid proof, at very least, super good evidence for this being a city. Let's jump into this. All right, here we are. Here's the photo. Now, first thing I'm going to show you, and I'm not going to do anything in this photo yet, a couple things that kind of jumped out at me. One, there's a couple structures sitting right here, and I'm going to show you something in comparison that we have here on Earth, okay? Let's zoom in right there. Notice the shape of this one here, doing this here, and what looks to have almost identical things sitting in between these walls. There's another one similar to it right here. Looks like it has something coming out of it. I'm not sure what to make of that. This area here on the right, okay? And then what looks like roadways and stuff. Now, there's a couple areas that make me believe that these are not only roadways, but they're bridges. Let me show you a little closer. Okay, two areas. One here. We can see where this has a road. But look at the like triangular shaped piece underneath it. Okay? And if you look carefully, almost looks like it's doing this. Look carefully. It looks like the sun is going down like this here. Okay? Because you can see a little bit of a shadow right here. Let me take the lines away and show you what I'm talking about. Here's the edge of what looks like a bridge or road. And you can see just right here, it appears to be a little bit more shadowed. So it looks like the sun may be coming down from this way. At least that's the way it appears. The other piece I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you much clearer in a little bit, is right here. Okay? It appears to be going under what looks like this bridge. Okay? Also take note of this piece right here. It looks like it collapsed from the rest of this. Let me get these lines out here again. Right here, it's cut off. Right here, it's cut off. But look, right here, it looks like this pot has dropped down. Now, again, those two pieces there right off the bat make me believe that this is something under, meaning this is a bridge, and we're seeing what looks like a structure that goes underneath it from this angle. And again, same thing right here. Now, something else I want you to take note of. Notice between these roads, I'm just going to do a quick line on them, right there. And we got the one, it looks like it's higher, the high road, if you will, right? Let's do this. Notice right here, we have what looks like blurring. Like the blurred out things that were standing there. And the reason why I say that is because look at this. Right here, it looks like the foundation or the area around said structure, but it's blurred out. But when you get down to this part, it looks like you can see the structures a little clearer. Guys see that? And notice how we have this going like this right in front of these things. You can see there's one here, here. And if you're on a small device, guys, pause this and have a look at your magnifiers. Check that out. They are, in fact, in there. More stuff here. And you notice how this particular road goes right back up and leads to this main high road. Okay? And again, blur, 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 more blur. But yet you can see what looks like structures pretty good right here. See that? And everything in between, we have something right here. Okay? Will look like more structures. Like I said, these here looks like structures. And I'm going to show you why I believe that it looks like that. And I've said this before. I believe this is either A, earthquake torn, or Mars quake, or a great flood. Something catastrophic leveled these buildings. Now, let me just back out a little bit. Now, I want to show you another photo right here from Earth, from the Chang'e earthquake, right here. Now, look at this photo closely. You can see what looks like the main road going up here. Okay? But something I want to point out to you guys, which is pretty interesting. Let's rotate this photo for a moment. Notice this structure right here on the left-hand side. Check this out. It's pretty much doing the same thing. In other words, it looks like a collapsed building, and you can see things coming out of this. I'm sure it's the rest of the building and debris and everything else from the building, right? Is that possible? That's what we're looking at. Okay? Because I see nothing but ruins and everything else on the side of this roadway. Of course, they probably had to clear it out so they can get to this, so it probably looked worse than this. But this is from an earthquake in 1976, I believe it was, in July. These trees, okay? This right here, it looks like a structure, and it looks like maybe trees around it. But you can see it right here, okay? All of this right here, look at the similarities to what we're seeing here. And like I said, I'm going to show you this right now much better. Again, these right here, now these may not be collapsed at all. They may be just basically abandoned, meaning there's nobody living in them anymore, right? We have this area right here. Right there. Check that out. And I see what looks like debris on the side of these roadways. Maybe it's a combination of earthquakes, great flood, whatever it may be, it looks like it's been a combination of things. Here's another area that looks like things appear to be lined up. See this right here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Something else right here seems to be sticking out further. Okay, right here. Again, look at it with your magnifiers. If we move up here, we can see something right here. Area right here on the right-hand side. Look at this thing. That somehow does not look natural to me. We have what looks like roads off these main roads. Okay? All right, let's get into this. In fact, I'm going to jump over several of these steps so you guys can see this better. Okay. So I did like a blue highlight so you guys can see this a little bit better. At least try to point out the certain pieces. What I do is I just use the dodge tool, try to bring up the darker areas. And keep in mind, there's a lot of censoring going on here. So therefore, you're not going to see this stuff clearly. Okay? Notice the pieces in here. Again, pause this any way you like. Again, here's that other object. Appears to be doing this. And we have the one back here just under this bridge, I believe to be a bridge. Okay. Let's keep going with it. Made it black and white so we can have a better look. Okay. Let me jump down here. These are these other structures I was showing you earlier. Okay. Now, here's some more interesting pieces here. Again, they look like they had a purpose. They were lined up. These things were set up, built in a fashion that doesn't look natural, right? I see things like this on the top here. No way. No way. Here's another area that looks very similar to that. Right here. On the right-hand side, we have what looks like right here doing this, coming back down, and there appears to be things inside. Two more pieces sitting together. I get, a couple things, maybe one thing doing that, but when you see a lot more, come on. Look at this. This is crazy. This area right here. Look at the way this is laid out. To me, this screams intelligently made. And to me, in my opinion, this is proof of a civilization and a city right here on Mars. Now, let's jump into this big time. Let's go into the other enhancements I've done. Okay. Again, we can see right here, we can see the blurring taking place right here where they try to take it out. But again, have a look at the other pieces that are not so blurred out. And then look at the whiter areas that seem to be doing this, right? Okay. And in each of these areas, there appears to be structures. Like these are roads going around these structures. Okay. See that? One here. We've got several pieces right here. And looks like there's roads in between them, whatever it may be. Here. And again, blurred out. But if you go to the left-hand side of these, you can see what looks like things that look like structures that have not been blurred out, right? And again, we can go back down here. And have a look at this area. Okay, now I'm just going to back out just a little bit so it'll be a little clearer if you decide to pause it here and look at it with your magnifiers. Again, guys, I see areas like this. Like I said, these right here. Okay, we've got here, here, all of this area here. Just have a look at the smaller pieces, especially down in the bottom of this photo here. Now, let's keep going. I'm going to brighten it up a little bit so everything doesn't look so dark and dingy. Have a little bit better look. And then we're going to black and white this for you guys so you can get a better look. I'm seeing something right here. I don't know if you guys can see this as well. Right here in this area. Okay. We have something that looks like it's doing this. Okay. Looks to have like a square top. Looks like there's something sticking straight out of this thing. And look underneath it. There is a shadow right here. See that? Right there. Okay. Again, areas here of interest. Just keep going up, guys. Just look at the sides of these roads. I believe they're roads, and I also believe that either earthquake or a giant tsunami or both might have totaled this area. At least, again, that's my opinion. Now, remember when I was showing you that weird shape? Is it possible this thing's another large structure standing up, and we're seeing it on the other side of this bridge? Yeah. Okay. And again, look at the way this roadway does this, right? Goes up, meets the other one. Okay. This to me looks like a darn city. Now, whether it's been completely torn apart, I don't know. But some of it, or much of it, looks like it's been scattered about. Or it's been like I said, it's been completely washed over, right? Just again, look at the weird shapes and things that are together that shows to me like it's intelligently made. And that it had a purpose, right? All right, let's go to the black and white and sharpened up. Let's move in a little bit. Now, folks, have a look at this. I'm going to go right from the bottom, and we're going to scan upward, okay? Pause this any way you like where you see something of some interest, okay? We're going to move this here, get that out of the way. And we're going to have a look. On the right side, that wide road, it looks like many little things are on it. All of this area here on the left, whole bunch of that. We have what looks like this piece right here, and so many other little pieces. Now, keep in mind, this is not as sharp as we would like to have it, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit right here. Again, we have this other part here. Again, roads that look like they've been broken apart right here, split apart. We have one up here that's doing this. Here's a part of the road. Here's another part of the road right there going like this. And it looks like this part here has fallen down and collapsed. Or it's already just gone, and what we're seeing here is the top of this structure. Again, look at the blurring going on right here. But if you look carefully, folks, look at all the other structures right here. Look at this. There's no way this is natural, in my opinion. Okay? Now I'm just going to back out a little bit and get rid of these lines. To me, this is overwhelming evidence and proof, as far as I'm concerned, and in my opinion, because of just some of the things that we're seeing in here. Again, we got the structures between these roads. We've got other structures down here. Things that look like they're under the road, so that's telling me it's a bridge. Again, the one up here at the very top, doing this, going like that. Well, that should have been like that. And we can still see the roadway going through it, right? Right there. And again, have a look at these little pieces, all the little pieces in between, all these little pieces here. Structures, all kinds of crazy looking things, right? Yeah, this to me screams intelligently made, and it looks like some kind of war-torn large city, and it looks like it's just been decimated. At least that's the way it looks for me, right? Here, on this one down in the bottom right, you see these two objects right here inside this cutout building, and it almost looks like there's something right here. You guys see that? And it's like these like gray lines doing this. That's pretty funky right there. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Check that out right there inside the circle. That's crazy. Look at those things on the top of it. And again, we have 1, 2 pieces right here. Just the way the shape of these things are, like there's a cutout piece of land to accommodate them. Whatever they are. Now again, I think this is like 386 feet or something like that off the ground. At least that's the way it's showing on Google Earth. Now this may be totally different. I don't know. Meaning, we know how they are with being, completely honest, right? So 385 feet. Again, we can zoom into this area here. Look at this. This is without doing anything to the photo. And I can see these things pretty done well. Don't have to do a whole lot to it, folks. There it is. Again, between these roadways, we got an upper and lower roadway. I can see standing structures right there. I can absolutely see those. There they are. All right, let's make this real dark with some filters in it. Again, pause this where you want. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Okay. I'm going to move this over. This round feature here. We have this right here. And there you go, folks. Guys, what do you think we're seeing here? I know what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing bridges. I'm seeing roadways. I'm seeing some of the roadways or bridges seem to be collapsed. We're seeing where they tried to fudge out that area. They look like very large structures in between that area. What are you guys seeing? if you look at most of the photo in the background, it looks like just a bunch of just shapes, right? You really can't make out too much because, again, they're trying to hide this. You've seen the regular photo that look like that. But again, if you adjust your eyes to this stuff, you can see that pretty darn well, right? And then when you come down to the very bottom of the photo, what do you see? I see shapes. It looks like structures. And like I showed you in that earthquake photo, and I rotated it, it looked like a collapsed structure, almost had the same shape as those other structures with things coming out of them. Although the ones over there on Mars, that photo, didn't look like it was caved in. It looked like it was still standing, and it didn't look like it was a mess like we saw on the actual photo from here on Earth, where you can see that looked like a collapsed roof and it looked like just debris coming out of it. And it makes sense, right? It's literally pancaking, so everything's going to blow out of the side of it. That makes perfect sense to me. Again, when I seen this, right off the bat, I thought city. All right, guys, you know the drill. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you see. I know a lot of you guys are going to pull this apart, and you're going to use your magnifiers. If you have to, stop it, zoom, whatever you can do on your either tablet or your phone, whatever it may be. And guys, don't forget to share the video. It is appreciated. People need to see this stuff. This is the reason why they're going to Mars. This is the reason why we have so many countries going over there and just sending orbiters. Let's say you're just sending an orbiter and no lander at all. What's the purpose? Other than what's to see on the Martian surface, if you're not going to do any kind of test of the soil, just a curiosity thing, you want to see what's really going on. You want to see the Martian surface, see what's there for yourself, right? So that makes sense that you would send an orbiter. Now, if you want to quote-unquote test the soil, which I think they're doing that, but I don't think that's the main reason. Again, it's a recon mission. But anyway, share it. People need to see this. And guys, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. This is the way the algorithm works. The more thumbs up, the more it gets recognized through the algorithm through YouTube, and it gets shared or suggested in the right-hand side of these videos so people can see this more and more. So I'm asking you guys for your help to be able to do that on all these videos, so this way more and more can see it. So don't forget, again, give the video a thumbs up. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And by the way, I've got some more Moon coming up and more Mars, so stay tuned for that. I think you're going to like these too. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.